Hey Libra, welcome to your love forecast for August 2019. This is a general reading for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising, my dears. Okay, keep in mind general. It might not every single part of it resonate, and that's okay. Some months your moon or rising sign may resonate more, so be sure to check those out. If you are not a Libra and you're just being a sneaky Pete here and you're just snooping around because you're curious about a Libra, you're more than welcome to hang out and watch. But keep in mind, guys, I have specific videos specifically for the cross watchers. So the link for that is going to be in the description of the video. Be sure to check that out. After this, if you would like to do some more investigating, you're more than welcome to take advantage of that as well. But we're going to see what's happening for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And we're going to see what is happening for our Libras, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the area of love and romance for August 2019. One more shuffle. All right, there we are. It's funny, sometimes for some of the signs I've been getting a number, for some of the signs I've been getting a song. For you guys, it's an old song. I don't know why I always get the old songs in my head. It's not that old, not compared to some of the songs lately. You guys are like, man, Amethyst, you're a dinosaur. But the song that I was getting for you guys is, it's fairly newer, but still old. The Death Cab for Cutie song. Gosh, what is it? I Will Follow You Into the Dark. It's kind of like a sad song, but it's also very beautiful. It's kind of like, you know, you're going to just, you know, some of you Libras are either with someone or you're going to be connecting with someone that you just kind of feel you have this eternal connection with, that no matter what happens, you know, good or bad, you're going to be there with that person. And some of you, this person is also connected to some kind of like a spiritual awakening or like a turning away from like some like doctrine type beliefs or things that maybe were instilled in you when you were really young. If you haven't heard the song, watch it, not watch it, listen to it, or check out the lyrics. It might maybe resonate with you. But some of you have this really strong, just kind of like meshing together, like soulmate, soul contract, awakening type of stuff happening. But we'll see what the cards have to say. Your foundation here for the month of August in love is you have 5 of Wands. So this could be competing goals, right? So we did say some of you are kind of like having this like awakening, or you're pulling away from the things that used to be important to you or you used to believe, where you're maybe readjusting your focus, or you're prioritizing. You're prioritizing what's important to you, and that's affecting your love life, like what you're looking for in your love life, what kind of person you want to be with, or how you're moving the relationship forward. Some of you are in this energy, and it's interesting to have 5 of Wands come up, Libra, because you guys are very much, you guys are very much in the energy where you can play devil's advocate very easy. Like Libra is a philosopher. They could even debate or, you know, talk about conflicting viewpoints, and they can go back and forth between the two because they can see both sides. So, but to like really like kind of take a stand and be like, no, this is the way it's gonna be, that's pretty significant for Libra, right? Because you guys, or at least all the Libras that I've known, you guys can very much be in that energy of, okay, well, you know what? Agree to disagree. Like I can see your point. I can see why you think that. Not the way I think, but I understand it, right? But you might not be in this energy where you're like, no, like, you know, drawing a hard line. And some of you are drawing a hard line, okay? And it could be because whatever this line you're drawing is something that's interfering with your relationship. And so there could be a person that you're putting first, or you're making a priority, or you're making changes in your life that are aligning you with what your current beliefs are, like to be with the right person for you. 5 of Wands could also be a sense of competition, okay? So you might feel like people are competing with you. You might feel like there's a lot of people that are trying to get your attention, but you're looking for more substance. Or you may be with someone who has a lot of different people who are chasing after them, and they're kind of like trying to compete with you for somebody else's attention. It's a general reading. You have to keep in mind these cards can apply in a lot of different ways. So I don't mean to throw a lot of different scenarios at you, but you have to understand, sometimes I might have 2,000 people watch a video, sometimes I might have 40,000 people watch a video. It's not gonna, the energy is not gonna apply the same exact way for every single person. And that's why I try to give the different kind of scenarios. But Five of Wands, definitely the foundation or kind of like the underlying theme of your love life is there's something happening here with being like pushed or being pulled, okay? And having to take a stand. Sure enough, here you have Seven of Swords, okay? This makes me feel, because you had Five of Wands and you had Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords has a lot of different meanings, right? And those of you who watch my video, you know a lot of my videos, you know a lot of times I say Seven of Swords is like a sneaky person, or somebody like who is who's like, you know, like it's the kind of like ex who would like go out there and create like a fake profile to try to catfish you and figure out what's going on, or they may like try to like go and check your profile or your friends' profiles to see if they could see anything that was like commented on, or pictures of you, like gathering information to figure out like your moment of weakness so that they can reappear and, you know, have their like easy way back in. Or it could be someone who's just really good at reading you and is figuring out what you're looking for so that they can swoop in and get in your pants or get in your pockets or get in your pockets through your pants or whatever it might be. It's that kind of energy usually with Seven of Swords. But in this instance, in this situation, to have Seven of Swords coming up with the Five of Wands, it makes me feel very strongly that it's more the aspect of Seven of Swords. Swords? What's a snord? I don't know. What's a snord? Seven of Swords. It's an aspect of like the sneaky element of Seven of Swords. And I feel you're being the one sneaky. But like if we look at the card, like he's trying to get away. Like he's taking what he needs and he's trying to get out of there. We can see him like tiptoeing over like those stairs. He's trying not to make any noise. He's trying not to trip or fall. He's really kind of taking his steps very cautiously to get what he needs and to get out of there. And so this Five of Wands, I do feel there's people putting a lot of pressure on you. And you might have different beliefs now, and you might have different priorities right now, but you might have family that's like super dogmatic in some way, or super opinionated about what you need to do or what you need to be or how you need to live your life. And so some of you are kind of like planning an escape from this. I feel that the Seven of Swords is you may be sneaking around with someone that you know that they wouldn't approve of, or you kind of trying to find a way to break free from like their watching eyes all the time. I feel this is you breaking out of that tug of war kind of energy that was coming up. Okay, so that's the feeling I'm getting with Seven of Swords this time. It's a little bit different than what you might usually hear me say with Seven of Swords. And some of you might have that happening where somebody's being sneaky and trying to get in your pants or get in your pockets or, you know, whatever it might be. But I just feel for the majority of you, you're planning some kind of an escape. Okay, you might be like, you know, planning a way to divorce or leave somebody, or move away from family, or you're like seeing somebody that you feel very connected to, but you know that people are going to make drama or not be happy about it, and you might be sneaking around and seeing this person like in private or in secret or like really on the down low, because you don't want the interference. You don't want to deal with the drama and the fighting and the arguing, or you don't want people to reach out to them and make trouble for them. So it's like some of you are just really just kind of like tiptoeing around, okay? And that makes sense, right? Because like the song that was coming in for you guys, like I Will Follow You Into the Dark, it really is like the song where this person is saying like, if I had to choose eternal damnation to be with you, I would choose eternal damnation to be with you, right? And so you kind of have like that feeling with this connection with this person. It might mean that you're going to have to give up certain beliefs or certain connections or certain family or whatever it might be, but you're kind of sneaking off like to explore that or to figure that out, to figure out what you're feeling here. Your next card here is Knight of Cups, right? So this could be like, sometimes people get upset when they see Knight of Cups. I had somebody comment one time and it made me laugh. I was like laughing. They were like, I don't want the Knight of Cups. Give me the King of Cups. I don't have time for Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups does have a reputation for being a bit of a Romeo, a bit of a player, somebody who's going to know how to talk, how to walk, how to dress, how to pull you in, somebody who has a lot of game. They can come in very intensely and sweep you off of your feet, but they might not be around for very long. Knight of Wands and Knight of Cups, are the two cards where, they're here for a good time, but they might not be here for a long time, right? They're not here for a long time, but they're here for a good time. That can be the element sometimes. And for some of you, right? For some of you, that Seven of Swords can be that you're dealing with this kind of like, suave kind of person. But I feel for the majority of you, this is like you coming into your element of joy, you coming into your inspiration, you coming into the things that make you feel alive, right? Like you might be more like, I want to be in the moment. I want to experience this for right now. I don't know where this is going to go, but I feel a pull towards this person and I want to experience things that are making me happy. So some of you are just kind of like putting your pleasure or putting your joy at the forefront, right? And you might be sneaking off or sneaking away and doing this privately because you don't want people like to get involved or to know. But I don't know, Libra. I just feel for some of you, it's just like you are coming into this energy of you're the Knight of Cups. Not necessarily in a sneaky way, although I have known some Libras who are definitely that stereotypical, here today, gone tomorrow, lover kind of, Romeo, Don Juan, Knight of Cups. Some of you Libras are very good at that. But I don't know. I'm not like getting a player vibe here. I'm getting more just kind of like being in your element, being in your joy, right? Like you're wanting the romance, you're wanting the connection, you're wanting something that feels magical. That's what it feels like to me. Like you're just kind of aligning with that energy, or you're wanting to experience that kind of love or that kind of connection. Your next card here is, ooh, gosh, it got serious real quick. We went from Knight of Cups to Five of Pentacles. I'll tell you what this is. Five of Pentacles is like, I call it my Jeff Bezos card. I call it my Wizard of Oz card. It's pretty magical, but it's like magic that comes through a very uncertain time, right? Those of you who watch my videos, you've heard me say it. Like Dorothy is off trying to find guidance. She's trying to find the wizard to, guide her. And on that adventure, being lost, being out, in this vulnerable situation, she meets she meets her soul family pretty much. And they go on this adventure together and they create this magical bond. And like they become a family on this quest, like out as they're all kind of like out in the unknown, not sure where they're going or what they're doing. And that happens with Five of Pentacles. It's like you're kind of, you might feel cast out, you might feel lost, but you're finding really significant relationships or relationships of substance in that process. Or I call it my Jeff Bezos card, because like in the beginning, he's like one of the wealthiest people in the world. Now, and I know there's like things going on with him. I'm not saying he's a saint. I'm not saying he's a god. I know there's things in Amazon that need to be fixed. I'm not like, praising him and all hail Jeff Bezos. But, he started out back in the day working out of his garage with his wife, and it became like a huge money-making business. Like he's changed the way people shop. He's changed the economy in a lot of ways. And some can argue it's good and some can argue that it's bad. But, you know, would you think, you know, you wouldn't know back in the day that's going to happen, right? But you might look back at those days and say, man, we didn't have a lot, but man, were those some fun times. Man, were those some important times. Little did we know back then how we were going to come up. Little did we know back then, you know. And some people, like, there's some people who talk about their college experience and they talk about, you know, laughing about how, like, they lived off ramen noodles, or they lived off, like, Taco Bell, or, you know, going through the cushions of the couch to, like, get, like, you know, a dollar fast food thing or whatever. And they might kind of look back on that and laugh and, like feel like a little bit of, like, a sentimental joy about it. Okay, so there could be some hard times that you're coming up in August. Okay, you know, some of you are that Knight of Cups, Libra, where you're just kind of rushing in a romantic way, and you're catching feelings, and maybe you weren't expecting that, and they could be very significant ones, to the extent where you are very much in that Seven of Swords, trying to sneak out and get away from the Five of Wands, and now you're in the Five of Pentacles, and you're walking away, you're going out into the unknown, like you're seeking, you're facing some kind of significant disapproval, right? And that still happens, you know, that still happens. You know, I've had clients who've had situations where, you know, living in the United States in modern times, but they had a family business or something, and they're grown adults, and they're like, well, we don't like this person, so if you marry this person, you know, you can't be in the family business. Like, I've had scenarios like that come up, like, whatever, or whatever it might be. Some of you are having a religious situation where you might be cast out of a religion, or you're going through some kind of, like, excommunication process because of somebody you've gotten involved with, or something like that. These things still happen in modern times. For some of you, it might not be that dramatic. It could just be that you're facing disapproval, or you're just kind of leaving a life that felt very secure for someone that is very different, or something that, where, like, you're having a fresh start. Like I said, maybe some of you are leaving a relationship, or you're leaving a family situation, and you're going out into the unknown with this person. I think overall the message here is that you might be really wanting to experience joy, and you might be really wanting to experience your passion, and you might really want to be living in the moment. But something here is happening where not only are feelings being caught, they're very serious feelings. And as a result, if you're doing anything sneaky, if you are a Libra who's doing something sneaky, you're not going to get away with it. Okay, the truth is going to come out. If you're stepping out on somebody, they're going to find out. Okay, if you're, you know, keeping things from friends or family, somebody's gonna see you. It's like you're back in junior high or high school again, right? Like a relative or somebody sees you out past your curfew, or they see you kissing somebody, like, out on the sidewalk, and, you know, your parents are coming after you, kind of thing. Like that kind of old energy. You know, some of you are dealing with something like that, where it's like, oh my goodness, like, everybody's talking about this, or somebody saw and somebody said something to somebody else, and, like, that things are out in the open. So this is a time where I think the truth is being revealed for you, to really be able to liberate yourself, okay? To be able to do the things that ultimately are going to make you happy. But you're going to have to face that Five of Pentacles. You're going to have to face going out into the unknown. You're going to have to face those awkward moments, not knowing how it's going to work out. But in that process, you're aligning with soul family. You're aligning with significant soulmates. Some of you are sacrificing and giving up a lot to be with a person. Okay, that's what it feels like to me. That's definitely that one of the meanings, one of the big meanings here with Five of Pentacles. And that aligns with the song too that came up while I was shuffling. So that's like the strongest energy I'm feeling. Or some of you are dealing with a person, it could, the role sometimes get flipped or reversed. Some of you are dealing with a person who's giving up a lot to be with you. Okay, so you need to be aware of that. You need to take that into consideration. Your next card here is Eight of Cups. My. This is a very serious card, or a very heavy card here. Eight of Cups is seeking something more, like kind of going out on a search or on a quest. For me as a reader, Eight of Cups is the card that basically says there's something you wanted for a really long time and you finally got it. You worked really hard for it. You worked your butt off for it. You did everything you had to do to bring it into existence and to accomplish it, to succeed. But after all that work, after finally getting it, you're like, man, you know, I thought once I ended up married, or once I ended up with that person, or once I landed that promotion, or once I got that master's degree or bachelor's degree or that doctorate or whatever it is, I thought once I did this thing, I was going to feel happier, or I thought my life was going to be different. And everything's the same. I'm just making more money, or I just have a higher degree, or I just have a new car or a new place, or I'm in a relationship, but I still feel the same and something feels missing. This thing I worked so hard for did not bring me the joy I anticipated that it would bring. And so now it's like you got your wish, but you're like, but now what? But now what? Okay? And Libra, I feel for a lot of you, this is translating into your love life, right? You may have had a lot of successes. You may have had a lot of comforts, right? You may even have had a lot of significant financial growth and gains over the past year or so, but you're feeling that longing for that soulmate, or you're feeling that longing for that kind of connection where you're like, I know this person's going to be with me, you know, through good and through bad. And so that Five of Pentacles for some of you is like, you would walk away from all the money in the world if you felt you had a connection, or if you felt like you had somebody that was going to have your back or have that kind of love or faithfulness or loyalty with you. Now, that doesn't mean, Libra, that you guys are going to have to like go penniless and find love, or you have to pick between the two. But it just means that your priorities are shifting and changing, right? And the things you were putting a lot of your focus and time and effort on, it's not your priority anymore. And so your priority in August could be you're looking for ways to feel connection, emotional intimacy, closeness. I think some of you are just hungry like for a loyal person. You're so over the dogma or the way things are supposed to be, or how they, you know, quote unquote should be, and you're just wanting something real, and you're wanting something you know, something that is making you feel alive, you know, giving you a sense of inspiration, giving you a sense of joy, giving you a sense of like authenticity, right? You're not about the facade anymore. You want the connection, okay? And so that's what a lot of you are going to be calling in the month of August. Again, guys, be sure that you watch your moon sign and rising sign videos. It could add a little extra information, or it may resonate with you more. Those of you who would like a private reading, I'm more than happy to do that. If you click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, you can go ahead and schedule a private reading with me. And don't forget the daily messages on Facebook and Instagram, guys. Every single day I post on there in the morning and in the afternoon. So there's 2 cards every day on social media, and those are fun between the videos. So this is your guidance for love in August, but don't forget every single week, the general forecast for love, not love, I'm sorry, I only do love once a month, but for spirituality, career, like your personal life. We get so caught up in love sometimes that we forget about ourselves. So don't forget about you, and watch the Libra videos for Libra, like for the other important parts of your life. Every single week, those are posted in the weekly forecast. So take advantage of those 2, my dears. Schedule a private reading, you know, do the cards, or follow along with the card of the day on the social media in between the videos. And I thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you a fabulous August, Libra.